Hey everybody, William here, and I'm just swinging by the office because I'm going to an equity evaluation, and I accidentally printed out data for Lakeville when I was actually looking for data on Prior Lake. So I went to the office and I printed the other stuff out, and I just wanted to show you some quick comparisons. So what I do is it's a system called InfoSpark. So if you're ever interested in like more of this nerdy type data for your area, let me know. I love this stuff. So I look at median and average days on market. I look at median and average showings depending, and I look at month supply. Those are like three pretty good key indicators for me. The month supply is also a really good one. And I look at median and average because if you have an outlier, it can really skew your data. You know, I always explain median and average this way in case you don't understand it, which I didn't for the longest time. If you have 5 people that have a net worth of $100,000 in a bar, the median of their net worth is $100,000 and their average of their net worth is $100,000. But if you add an outlier, say like Bill Gates walks into the room, the median income is still $100,000 because you start at the ends and you work your way in towards the middle. And your average income is gonna be like 2.7 billion net worth or whatever it is because of Bill Gates. But I'm pulling some data here because I'm going to an equity evaluation down in Prior Lake, not Lakeville. And I look at, I break it down by price range, so 275 or less, 275 to 300, 300 to 325, 325 to 350. I do that for both. I do non-waterfront traditional sales, so that means non-foreclosure, non-short sale, and pre-existing construction, so non-new construction. So it's very same. Days on market, median days on market in Lakeville for say a $300,000 home is 19. In Prior Lake, it's 29. So, I mean, it jumps quite significantly. Your average in Lakeville is 37. You know, there's an outlier. Maybe something's been on the market for 200 and some days and it screws with your data there. So that's why I look at median average. An average in Prior Lake is 43 days on the market. Now, showings depending means how many showings do you have on your property before you have an accepted contract, you're through inspection, and you're pending. For a $300,000 home in Lakeville, your median showings depending is 18. And sorry, I'm in the car. I didn't plan on doing this video. It just kind of struck me. The median showings to pending for Prior Lake is only 12. So you're gonna have more showings in Lakeville, and that's why your time on market is less. But you're gonna have less showings in Prior Lake, but your time on market is more. So that's interesting. And then what's our average? Average showings depending is 23 in Lakeville. Our average showings depending is 18. Now this is the bit of data that was really interesting to me. We do something called month supply of inventory on the market. When I say we, I mean the National Board of Association of Realtors and all that stuff. A general rule of thumb is anything under that 4 months of supply, 5 months, anything under 4 months is really what's considered a seller's market because there's not a lot of inventory. Anything kind of, and if David Arbit's watching this, he might yell at me because I get it wrong, but I'm not a professional like he is. Anything over 6 months of inventory is what we call a buyer's market because there's a lot of choices to choose from. So in that 4 to 6 months range is the sweet spot, more of a balanced market. And at the beginning of the year and last year, we had very low month supply of inventory on the market. In the $300,000 price range, in October, in Lakeville, there's only 1.2 months of inventory in Lakeville in the $300,000 price range. Now, here's something interesting. In all price ranges, there's 2.1 months. So that tells me that the higher end ones are sitting a little longer than they were before. That's a 10.5% increase over last year from right now. But here's really crazy. Prior Lake versus Lakeville. Both fantastic areas. So Lakeville, you're 1.2 months for a $300,000 home, and you're at 2.1 months for total supply of inventory. So that means if home sales continue at the same exact pace as they are right now, and no new properties came on the market, sorry, Sarah sent me a text. Sounds good, babe. And if no new properties came on the market, that means it would take 2.1 months for all of the homes in Lakeville to sell. Only 1.2 months for all of them to sell in Lakeville. Lakeville, 300,000, 1.2 months of supply. Prior Lake, 300,000, 1.2 months of supply. But as a whole, Lakeville, 2.1 months supply of inventory on the market. Prior Lake, 3.2 months of supply on the market. It's a pretty significant jump right there. Now, once again, we're still under 4 months of inventory. I'm only seeing 4 months of inventory in some of our higher price points, like out in the Matamidi, the Washco. We're seeing some longer sit times, in, on lake properties and stuff like that. We'll see them go up naturally this type of year. But to see such a difference between, I tried to say the disparaging, but I think I was using it wrong. 2.1 months of supply in Lakeville to 3.2. That's pretty interesting, considering they're both very similar. So, weird. I mean, it's all data. I can just email it to you. You don't even have to see my face if you want it. So if there's some type of information that you're looking for about your neighborhood or your area or your specific home, I can really narrow it down. I mean, I can get down how many bedrooms, how many square feet, all of that. I love this stuff, and I love to share it. Hence, I'm doing a 7-minute video. So yeah, it's called InfoSparks. Us as agents have access to it. If you have an agent you already like to use, they should have access to it too. If not, reach out to me. My number is 651-278-2089. It's William at agoodlifegroup.com. But otherwise, anybody on our team can pull this information as well. We're all pretty well versed in it. Okay, well, that's all I got. I'm out. Deuces.